So today, this week, we're talking about what are you made of? You know, everybody has something that defines them. Because when everybody goes through tough times, they have decisions to make. Whether they crumble or whether they stay strong. Especially in the wintertime. The wintertime is where you find out people's true character traits. You know, under the toughest of circumstances, where you find out what people are made of. You don't find out where your friends are at when things are all going good. You know, when you're celebrating, when you're in the winner circle, everybody's your friend. Everybody shows up. Everybody wants to be there. But when the times get tough, when the weather drops, when it's not so popular to do what you're doing, when everybody doesn't think that what you're doing is the best thing or the coolest thing, that's when you see who your friends are, who your supporters are, what they're made of, and then you find out what you're made of. Whether you'll stop, whether you think enough of your plans, your goals, your mission to say no matter what, whether it's winter outside, whether it's warm outside, whether it's, an economic downfall, whether it's plentiful, no matter what, I'm going to go forward because I know what I'm made of. And when you get shook like that, you get shook to your core, that's when all the fake stuff falls off. That's when the real you shows up. People always say, oh, why me? All these tough times, I don't think it's meant for me. Anytime you're going to do something more than work at a regular job or do something very regular in life, you will always go through tough times. I tell people, you know what? You want to work for JCPenney for $7 an hour for the rest of your life, you won't have many tough times. Maybe when rent comes due, when the rent goes up. But other than that, JCPenney won't make it tough on you because they say, hey, we'll give you your $7 because we're making so much more. Because JCPenney, the guy who started it, he survived the tough times. Bill Gates, the guy who started Microsoft, he survived the tough times. Steve Jobs, who started Apple, he survived the tough times. But the people who work at the Apple store at the front desk, they don't have to survive the tough times. And you get the opportunity to decide which kind of person you want to be. And people always say, oh, why me? Oh, I got to stop. Oh, it must be something I'm not supposed to do. And I always turn around and I tell them, you know what? It's always your decision. The universe is just testing you. It wants to see how bad you want it. It wants to see what you do when you start doubting. It wants to see what you do when all your friends turn around on you. When all your supporters say, I'm not there anymore. When it's just you in that dark hallway and you're going towards a mission, you got to decide whether you're going to go alone or not. Whether people are by your side or not. Whether people say you're doing the right thing or not. It becomes that lonely road that only you travel. And the truest of destinations will always be traveled by yourself. And then you see what you're truly made of. Thank you.